morning. Before I officially call our case, let me just check in with my court reporter. Tracy, are you there and are you ready to go?
Good morning, I'm ready.
All right, great. Now calling proceeding number 25G-0526TO. Today is May 7th, 2026. It is approximately 9:00 a.m. This is the proceeding involving the Colorado Public Utilities Commission versus Platinum Transportation Enterprise, LLC, doing business as Tamiami Towing and Recovery, or Touchstone Trans. I'm going to refer to them as respondent. This hearing was scheduled on February 27th, 2026 by decision number R26-0126-I. My name is Melody Mirbaba, and I am the administrative law judge who is assigned to hear this case. Consistent with commission practice, we are webcasting this hearing and recording it. We have a court reporter taking down everything that's being said. We will continue to webcast this hearing during any breaks that we may take. I'm going to ask that everybody keep your microphones muted until it's your turn to speak, so that we can have a clear record. So why don't we get started by finding out who we have here today? Let me start with commission staff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Attorneys General Jennifer Hayden and Aileen Chong representing trial staff. From trial staff, we do have investigators Lloyd Swint and Heron Hazlett.
Thank you. Do we have anybody here on behalf of our respondent today? Ms. Hayden or Ms. Chong, I don't know which one of you might have communicated, so I'm just wondering, have anybody heard from the respondent?
Not since the initial beginnings of the investigation, Your Honor.
Okay. So what I'd like to do before we move on to the hearing or any other preliminary matters, frankly, is to just give the respondent a little bit of extra time to show up. So it is 9:02 right now. We are going to take a short recess until 9:15. Again, I will keep the webcast, both the audio and the video will continue to go, and we're going to continue to record during our recess. So please keep that in mind. I will be sitting right here watching the screen, and I will be monitoring whether if our respondent does show up before 9:15, we'll reconvene a little bit earlier than that. So everybody just hang tight. All right, we will be in recess till about 9:15. All right, we will go back on the record. It is now 9:15. And I'll again make a request that if we have anybody here with us from respondent to please chime in. I will note that I don't see anybody on the screen other than the people who have already introduced themselves and who have indicated they are present. So it does not appear we have anybody here on behalf of respondent. Okay, so before, and we're gonna need to go ahead and proceed without respondent, but before we do that, let me just check in with staff. Is there anything we need to, any preliminary matters that we should address first?
Yes, Your Honor. Jennifer Hayden, on behalf of staff, we would ask the commission to take judicial notice of the finding service was proper in decision number R26-0082-I.
Yeah, I know that, I'm not sure all the other judges are doing it the way that I have been recently, with service being an issue, having experienced a full evidentiary hearing where party wasn't properly served. I'm no longer willing to even get to this stage until that's been established. So I will say that decision and that finding is the law of the case. I don't think I need to take administrative notice of it, but I promise you that those findings will be referred to and relied upon in the recommended decision in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, are there any other preliminary matters?
No, Your Honor.
All right, staff may call your first witness.
Your Honor, staff calls Investigator Lloyd Swint to the stand.
Okay, and as he's getting ready, I just want to let you all know that we'll most likely take a recess for our court reporter's sake at 10:30, and if we are still going in the afternoon, we'll take another one around 3 o'clock. Okay, it looks like we've got Mr. Swint ready to go. All right, Mr. Swint, if you could raise your right hand with me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give in this case will be the truth?
I do.
All right, please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Lloyd Swint. Lloyd is spelled L-L-O-Y-D, Swint, S-W-I-N-T.
Thank you. Ms. Hayden, your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Investigator Swint. Again, I'm Jennifer Hayden, Assistant Attorney General, representing trial staff. Are you employed by the Public Utilities Commission?
I am.
How long have you been employed by the PUC?
I've been here 8 years.
Do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
I'm in my 32nd year of law enforcement, starting with the Lucas County Sheriff's Office in Toledo, Ohio. I retired from the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office here in Colorado. And after a short time at the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment as a criminal investigator, I now work at the PUC.
And what is your current position with the PUC?
I'm a supervisory criminal investigator and manager of the Investigations and Compliance Unit.
Can you briefly describe your duties as manager of the Investigations Unit with the PUC?
To manage the day-to-day operations of the Investigations and Compliance Unit, and as it relates to this case, to assign cases for follow-up investigation to my coworkers.
Are you familiar with Platinum Transportation Enterprise doing business as Tamiami Towing?
I am.
And are you aware they operate under the trade name Tamiami Towing?
I am, yes.
Would it be correct to refer to them as Platinum, the parent company, going forward?
Sure, that'd be great. Simpler.
Investigator Swint, I'd like to ask you some questions about how Platinum ended up on the PUC's radar. Does the PUC work in collaboration with law enforcement around the state?
We do.
And did local law enforcement advise the PUC of a matter involving the use of a tow truck?
They did, yes.
In fact, did you receive a communication directly from law enforcement regarding Platinum as it relates to this case?
I did. It came in the form of a BOLO. BOLO stands for Be on the Lookout. I received that in an email from a state patrol officer on August 26, 2025.
Thank you. If we could please pull up the public version of Staff's Hearing Exhibit 100. If we could please scroll to page 2. Investigator Swint, what are we looking at here in Exhibit 100?
This is a copy of the email that I received from Trooper Chad Rizzuto of the Colorado State Patrol, and an email that I later forwarded to Investigator Aaron Hazlett.
So do you recognize this communication?
I do.
And how are you familiar with this document?
As referenced earlier, this is the BOLO I had received from Colorado State Patrol. They were giving me information of a hit and run accident that had occurred in the city of Craig on August 26, 2025, involving a tow truck that bared the name of Platinum Transportation Enterprise.
And are these records like these obtained as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes, they are.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
They are.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing Exhibit 100, both the public and confidential version.
Hearing exhibits 100 and 100C, which is the confidential version, are admitted into evidence.
Investigator Swint, are you listed as a recipient of this email?
I am.
If we could please pull up hearing Exhibit 100. Who sent this email?
Trooper Chad Rizzuto of the Colorado State Patrol, Montrose Troop.
And on what date was this email received by you?
This was received into my inbox on August 26, 2025.
And if we could scroll down a little bit, Investigator Swint, what did this email advise you of?
It advised me of a hit and run accident that had occurred in the city of Craig, Colorado on August 26th, and it involved a tow truck that was towing cars, and it bared the name of Platinum Transportation Enterprise on the sides of the truck.
And was this Be on the Lookout sent the same day as the hit and run?
Yes,
And does this BOLO indicate whether or not Platinum was towing any vehicles on this date?
it indicates that Platinum was towing a black Subaru at the time that did not contain drivers, or did not complete, and the car that was being towed did not have a license plate on it.
What does it mean where it says this tow truck is the run vehicle?
That means that is the vehicle that was involved in the accident and then ran from the scene before law enforcement was able to intervene and investigate the accident.
And upon receiving this communication, did you forward this information to a member of your team?
I did. I sent it to Investigator Aaron Hazlett.
And was she ultimately assigned to pursue this investigation?
Yes, she was.
Thank you. I'll be asking her some additional questions when we're done. I do have a few more questions about your involvement in this case. If we could please take this exhibit down. Investigator Swint, what type of business is Platinum Towing engaged in?
They're towing.
Is that type of business regulated by the PUC?
It is.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as staff's hearing Exhibit 103. Investigator Swint, I've asked to pull up the IFMs. Do you recognize this document? Oh,
I
if we
do.
could scroll down to
Scroll down.
the next page. Do you recognize this document?
Exhibit 103 is the Integrated Filings Management System, or IFMS, which basically gives a complete profile of the carrier.
And is this a record kept in the ordinary course of PUC business?
It is.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing Exhibit 103.
Is staff also moving to admit 103C, the confidential version?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, hearing exhibit 103 and 103C are admitted into evidence.
Investigator Swint, what information is contained in an IFMS record?
It basically provides a profile of the company, all of their names and their naming history, their addresses, their contact information for designated agents, phone numbers, emails, everything we need to know about the company.
And who inputs the information into that IFMS record initially?
The majority of it is inputted by the applicant at the time in which the tow permit in this case was applied for.
Thank you. Based on this IFMS record here on page 2, does Platinum have an active towing permit with the PUC?
They do not.
And if we could please scroll down to page 3, what is the status of their permit?
The current Can we scroll down some more, please?
I'm sorry.
Continue. Stop there. Currently, their permit is shown as revoked.
What type of permit did Platinum Towing apply for?
For a towing permit,
And was a towing permit issued to Platinum Towing previously?
previously, yes.
Who's indicated as the designated agent?
In this particular IFMS report, Carlos Alberto Zazuda.
And are there any listed members or partners for this tow company?
Other than him at that time, no.
I'd like to direct your attention to the related persons information, Investigator Swint, where it says related persons to this company.
Okay.
Are there any listed members, partners to this company?
Can we please enlarge that image, please? Thank you.
Mr. Swint, if it would be easier on you and you have a copy of this exhibit with you, you can also refer to that if that is easier for you to look at.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that. The person that I was corresponding with from Platinum Transportation was Lucia Sanchez, who's listed as a member and partner of this company.
Thank you, Investigator Swint. And just below that, under the related firm information, does Tamiami operate under a parent company?
Yes.
And what is that? What's the name of the parent company?
Platinum Transportation Enterprise is the parent company, and then Tamiami Towing is the company name. And they were in the process of changing their name to the Platinum Transportation Enterprise.
Okay. What is the email address on file in IFMS for this business?
admin@platinumwrecker.net.
Was that a valid email address for the company?
Yes, it was.
How do you know?
I was corresponding with Lucia Sanchez over an extended period of time as I worked with them to get them into compliance and help them to get their company legal in the eyes of the PUC and get their permit established.
I thank you. I'm going to circle back on the email address and your communications with the company, but I do have two more questions regarding this exhibit. If we could scroll down to the next page under insurance information.
You want me to keep going, or I can't fit it all on one page?
Oh, that's okay. Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit more. We're going to get to the bottom of this insurance information, please. Thank you. On what date was Platinum's insurance canceled?
It was canceled for there's a history of cancellations, but if you look at the last entry showing revocation on September the 8th, 2025.
And was that the result of the show cause hearing?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Thank you. If we could please take this exhibit down. Investigator Swain, I'd like to circle back on that email address on file. You indicated that you had communications with Miss Lucia Sanchez. Is that right?
That's correct.
And what format did that contact take?
Format, we were emailing back and forth. I was using the address. Her name was attached to admin@platinumrecord.net. And that is the official address that I knew from the company, but it's also the one that she was using to correspond with me.
Thank you. Can we please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 101? And if we could scroll through this two-page document, Investigator Swint, do you recognize this document?
I do. This was an email correspondence between me and the admin address at platinumrecord.net.
And excuse me, are records like this created as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 101.
Hearing exhibit 101 is admitted into evidence.
Investigators, we're going to work from the bottom up on this email chain as it goes in time. If we could scroll to, we are on page 2. Thank you. Investigator Swint, did you send this email?
I did. I sent it on September the 25th, 2025 at 12:48 p.m.
And is that your email address at the top of the page?
It is.
And who did you send this email to?
I sent it to Lucia Sanchez.
And as you've already testified to, she's listed as a member partner for Platinum. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did you draft this email?
I did.
Can you describe the contents of page 2 on this email chain?
Knowing that Investigator Hazlett was investigating this case and one that came after it, I wanted to verify, one, that Mr. Carlos Zuzeta was still the designated agent, and I wanted to get a valid address for this company for proper service, knowing that they had left Colorado and were back in Florida. And that's the reason that I wrote to Lucia to get that current address.
And if we could scroll up to page 1, please. Did Ms. Sanchez provide you with the updated address for the tow company?
She did. On the same day, on September the 25th, she wrote back saying that any paperwork and documents could be sent to the address listed. And she apologized for the delay in responding to me. I then forwarded that information to Investigator Hazlett.
Thank you. If we could please take this down. Investigator Swint, so prior to this communication, did you make Platinum aware of the investigation into their company?
They were aware that there was an investigation being conducted, yes.
And was Ms. Sanchez on notice a CPAN was going to be issued?
Yes.
To your knowledge, was Platinum aware that their permit had been suspended?
Yes.
And during your communications with Platinum, did Ms. Sanchez ever acknowledge whether Platinum was insured at the time of the tow?
She knew that there were issues with their insurance. They were struggling with difficulties, and she acknowledged that in various correspondences, yes.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as Hearing Exhibit 102. And if we could scroll through this. Investigator Swint, do you recognize this document?
I do. This was an email thread, again, that I had started with Lucia Sanchez in regards to the investigation that was ongoing as a result of the hit and run crash in the city of Craig.
Let me just stop you right here for just one moment, because I usually give an advisement to the witness that I failed to do. During the course of your testimony, you cannot be referring to any documents unless you're directed by counsel or me to do so. I'm not sure if you are allowed to look at the exhibits that counsel has directed you to, even if you have them there in person. That's perfectly fine, but I can't have you reading any notes of your own that aren't exhibits displayed unless you indicate you need to refresh your recollection by looking at those notes. So I'm not trying to imply that's what you're doing. You might be looking at an exhibit right now, but I just want to make it clear you can't be reading notes unless we get something very clear in the record that that's needed to do so. All right,
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry to interrupt. You can continue.
I'm not doing that, and I'm focused solely on the exhibits.
Investigator Swint, are records like these created as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
They are.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
They are.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Hearing Exhibit 102.
Hearing exhibit 102 is admitted into evidence.
If we could please scroll to the bottom of page 3. Again, Investigator Swint, I'd like to move from the bottom up. During the course of your involvement in this case, did you provide Platinum with information related to the hit and run?
I did, and I advised Lucia Sanchez. We had discussed the fact that one of their tow trucks and the car that was being towed had been impounded by a tow carrier in the city of Montrose.
And did you provide her that report from CSP, from the
I didn't
Colorado
provide
State
her
Patrol?
I gave her the information about it. I did not provide her with any report copies.
Okay, and where is that indicated on this email?
May I have a moment to refresh? Can I
Yes.
ask that be
Yes.
enlarged, please?
And you can absolutely look at exhibits.
All right.
All I meant was other documents that aren't exhibits that have not been brought to your attention to actually look at.
Thanks for the clarification, Your Honor.
And Ms. Boulay, if we could scroll up just a little bit, it's above your signature
Mhm.
line, Mr. Swint, Investigator Swint.
Mhm. That's good right there. Thank you. She was acknowledging that the insurance matter was they were trying to resolve the insurance matter and they were going to do it by the end of the day. And they were also wanting me to advise them of any sanctions or steps that were going to be taken as a result of the actions of their company.
Thank you, Investigator Swint. Does Ms. Sanchez mention the status of the towing permit in this communication?
She acknowledges that she wants to get her permit reactivated so that they are in full compliance.
Thank you. If we could scroll to the top of this email chain, Investigator Swint, was this the last communication you received from Ms. Sanchez?
It was.
And what did you learn from this email?
Without in paraphrasing, she was acknowledging and taking full responsibility for the actions, and she was wanting to acknowledge the mistakes that were made. And she's asking me to give them one more opportunity to try to get into compliance before we take any sort of action.
Was there any follow-up from Ms. Sanchez or Platinum Towing after the date of this email?
No.
Thank you. If we could please take this down. Thank you, Investigator Swint, for your testimony. Do you have any recommendations for the commission?
I just asked that the ALJ enforce the CPAN in its full amount and that issue a cease and desist order that Platinum Transportation or whatever name they are going under at that time cannot operate in the state of Colorado until they're in full compliance and have a valid towing permit.
Thank you, Investigator Swint. No further questions, Your Honor.
I had a couple of things I just wanted to see if I can get clarified, and then I will give you an opportunity to ask follow-up questions. Give me just one moment. I'm looking at my notes. Okay, Investigator Swint, counsel asked you if you made the respondent aware that a CPAN was being issued, and your response, you basically gave a non-responsive answer. You said they were aware. So the question was, did you make them aware? I need to know how they were aware.
I verbally and in writing told them that there was an active investigation because of the hit and run accident and the other towing incident that occurred that Investigator Hazlett will testify to. So they were aware that they were towing without a valid permit, and I made them aware that there was an investigation.
Okay, thank you. And then we were just looking at, I think it was Exhibit 102. Let's pull that up really quick. So you also testified that they knew that their permit had been revoked due to their insurance being canceled. And I think perhaps how they knew might be evident through this email, but I just wanted to follow up with you so I get something clear in the record. How were they made aware that their permit was revoked?
Again, during my correspondences with Lucia Sanchez and other company members, they knew that they were not in compliance yet, but they were, persisting on towing without the proper permit. And they were aware, and the email chain and the evidence in 102 will support that they had an awareness that their permit was not valid. They also, Your Honor, received a show cause letter in July of 25, and their insurance was later canceled in August of 25. So they were aware that they did not have the valid insurance on file with the commission.
Okay. And I am going to follow up on that because I think that those dates don't align with what I recall seeing in the funds exhibit. And so we'll follow up on that in a minute. But let's go to the bottom of page 3 of hearing exhibit 102.
And may I refer to my copy, Your Honor?
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead.
Really, well, my question is, I'm just wondering, that email at the very bottom from Lucia Sanchez, is that the complete email? It just looks, I can't quite tell if that was the end of the email, and I just want to get confirmation that there wasn't more written in that one email from her to you. The bottom of that page, which is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 10:10 a.m.
I don't, that's the first message in that thread she sent to me that morning. This was subsequent to her driver being arrested in the city of Montrose towing cars. And she was letting me know that her truck had been impounded by a different tow carrier in the city of Montrose.
Do you have any knowledge? No, sorry, go on.
I don't recall that there's any other message. I don't know. She may have been responding to another email thread. I don't know, but that's where this particular exhibit started. I can't speak to what might have been written prior to that.
Okay. And in that email that she sent you, she mentions, just like you said, she had a driver taken into custody due to a warrant. Is that connected to the BOLO that was issued?
It is, Your Honor, but I believe that the testimony of Investigator Hazlett will clear up that question if I could defer to that.
That's fine by me. All right, let's go to the IFMs, I believe. Let's go to 100. Just go to 100. We don't need the confidential version up.
I'm sorry, Judge. If you wanted IFMs, that was 103.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. Go to 103. Okay, so I noticed, if you'll scroll down just to the bottom of any one page. Actually, why don't you just go to the last page? Right. Okay. So if you look at the bottom right corner, it says it was printed September 24th, 2025.
Okay.
And you testified that their permit is currently revoked. So did you go back into IFMs and before the hearing and confirm that their permit is still revoked?
Revoked as of today?
Yes.
Yes, I did. But
And
this exhibit came from the initial investigative report.
right.
And that's why
and that makes sense because it's right around the time you issued the CPAN was issued. So I understand that. And it does establish that it was revoked around at that time. I just want to know what its current status is. And did you just testify that yes, it is still revoked?
it is still revoked, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. We could take that down. That's all I had. Ms. Hayden, you're welcome to do any redirect that you would like.
Investigator Swint, just a couple of questions. Prior to full revocation by the PUC Commission, was Platinum Towing permit suspended?
Yes. As I mentioned to Her Honor, they did receive a show cause letter on July 21st of 2025, and then subsequent to the receiving that letter on or about August 1st of 2025, the insurance was actually canceled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Investigator Swint. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Investigator Swint. That will conclude your testimony for now, but your counsel might want to keep you on standby, so don't run off quite yet.
Not yet. Thank you.
All right, staff, you can call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff calls Investigator Aaron Hazlett to the stand.
Good morning, Investigator Hazlett. If you could, raise your right hand with me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give in this case will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Put your hand down. And please state and spell your name for us.
Yes, my name is Erin Hazlett, and that's spelled E-R-I-N. Last is H-A-I-S-L-E-T-T.
Thank you. And I'll give you a couple of advisements you might have heard me give to Investigator Swint. During the course of your testimony, you are not allowed to refer to any documents, that you are not directed to refer to, such as exhibits by me or counsel. If you do need to refer to something to refresh your recollection, you're welcome to let us know that that's the case. You also can't receive any other help with your testimony during the course of your testimony. Do you understand those advisements?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Hayden, your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Investigator Hazlett, I'm Jennifer Hayden, Assistant Attorney General with representing the PUC. Are you employed by the PUC?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been employed by the Public Utilities Commission?
4 years, 4 years and 5 months.
Do you have prior law enforcement experience?
Yes, I do. Roughly about 23 years of law enforcement experience.
What is your current position with the PUC?
I'm a criminal investigator with the Transportation Investigation and Compliance Unit.
And can you briefly describe your duties as an investigator?
Yes, I investigate cases of transportation carriers for regulatory authority, transportation carriers such as towing, moving companies, TNC, limos, such that type.
Thank you. Were you assigned to investigate Platinum Towing doing business as Tamiami for PUC violations?
Yes, I was.
Were you assigned to investigate a hit and run?
Yes, I was.
And what were the results of that investigation?
Craig Police Department actually investigated the hit and run accident that concluded in identifying the driver, who was Nicholas Simmons, who was employed by Platinum Transportation Enterprises doing business as Tamiami Towing and Recovery. The investigator issued a arrest warrant for the driver, and then I eventually got the report about the day before the driver was arrested by Colorado State Patrol for that arrest warrant.
Did the PUC take an active role in the hit and run investigation, or?
No, the PUC really did not. I just waited for, like I said, Craig Police Department to finish their investigation. And to be honest, I didn't have much information on the vehicle that was being towed by the driver during the hit and run accident. Because it was a hit and run accident, all I had was the make and model of the vehicle, and there was no license plate. So I really didn't have much information regarding the towing of a vehicle during the hit and run.
So there aren't any alleged PUC violations related to that hit and run matter? Is that
No,
right?
there's not.
Okay, but then something else came up with this Platinum Towing, is that right?
That is correct.
And what steps did you take in regards to the second incident with Platinum Towing?
Well, investigator Lloyd Swint had informed me that the driver that was involved in the hit run accident was arrested by Colorado State Patrol. So he forwarded me the information from the Colorado State Trooper regarding that arrest. And then I was assigned the case for the arrest, and a new case was opened. And then I requested information regarding that arrest and confirmed that the company was still did not have a permit at the time of that arrest.
And how did you begin your investigation into the status of their permit?
So I looked at IFMs to confirm that the permit was still revoked because I had not checked it since the hit and run. So I did confirm that the towing carrier did not obtain a new permit or provide new insurance.
Did you do any additional research to determine who might the named respondent be in this case?
Yes, other than IFMs, I looked at Colorado State Patrol and looked at their reviewed the information who is listed as the designated respondent for Colorado or Secretary of State. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let's back up. Investigator Hazelin. So did you research the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, I did.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 104. And Investigator Hazlett, the initial steps in this case, did you reference or research the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, I did.
And do you recognize this document?
Yes, this is the document I pulled from the Secretary of State website.
Is this record kept in the ordinary course of PUC business?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Hearing Exhibit 104.
I just want to get one thing clarified, or really more like confirmed, and I'll ask that question really quick. Investigator Hazlett, I see there is a date in the top left corner of the document, September 25th, 2025, 10:33 a.m. Is that the date and time that you pulled this record from the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Hearing exhibit 104 is admitted into evidence.
Investigator Hazlett, in reviewing the Secretary of State's summary, what did you learn?
That the company has an active business account in good standing, and that the individual is listed as a registered agent is the same person that is listed as a designated agent for IFMs.
And were you able to verify that with the information contained in the IFMS report?
Yes,
And did it match?
it did.
Okay. If we could please take this down. Did you further research in the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, I did. They have trade names listed under that entity, and so I looked up the trade name.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 105. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this document?
Yes, I downloaded the document from the website and put it in the case file.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of PUC business?
Yes,
Did you pull this on the same date as as the prior exhibit?
yes.
And what date was that?
September 25th, 2025.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Hearing Exhibit 105.
Hearing exhibit 105 is admitted into evidence.
Investigator Hazlett, what did you learn from this information?
That the company has a trade name, Tamiami Towing and Recovery, that is effective as of the date that I reviewed the document.
And why did you research the Secretary of State site?
September 25th, 2025.
And why were you accessing this database?
It's just a normal course of my investigation that I always look up Secretary of State information for the company.
And were you able to compare that information that you gathered from this site with the IFMS database?
Yes, it matched up.
Thank you. If we could please take this down. What did you do with this information?
I kept it, in the back of my mind because if a CPAN was going to be issued, that I was going to send it to the CPAN was going to be sent to the registered agent, the designated agent, and eventually the address that was sent from Lucia Sanchez.
Thank you. Did you also take additional steps to verify the status of Platinum's permit?
Yes, I did.
What steps did you take?
Like I had said earlier, I reviewed IFMs currently as of the time of the arrest to verify that the company had not been reissued a permit.
Okay. If we could please pull up what's been marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 106, the public version. Prior to towing carrier's revocation, is there a summary suspension period?
Yes, there is.
And were you available to hear Investigator Swint's testimony?
Yes, I was.
And he had testified that prior to the revocation, Platinum Towing, doing business as Tamiami, was in a suspension period. Is that right?
That is correct.
If we could scroll down to the next page, as part of your investigation, did you come by this record?
Yes, I did, because I had reviewed IFM, so I found this letter in the database.
And what is this?
This is a letter that is sent to the designated agent listed for the company, just informing them that their insurance policy will be canceled as of the date listed, and that they need to send current information for insurance coverage by the certain date, or that they're going to also that a hearing will be scheduled if no insurance will be provided, and a permanent revoked status will be initiated if they don't go to the hearing and provide insurance.
Thank you. So do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And is this a record kept in the ordinary course of PUC business?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit that hearing exhibit 106, both the confidential and public version. 106 and 106C, please.
Hearing exhibits 106 and 106C are admitted into evidence.
And Investigator Hazel, I think you just mentioned this, but could you please explain to me one more time, what is an order of summary suspension?
It just informs the carrier that the insurance policy that they have on record will be canceled as of the date, because the insurance company sends the notice to the Public Utilities Commission. So we send them a notice saying that we received notice that their insurance will be canceled as of that date.
And on what date was the order of summary suspension sent to the respondent?
July 21st, 2025.
And who was it sent to?
It was Carlos Zezada, who is listed as the designated agent for the company.
And is that the address on file with the PUC as well?
That is correct, yes.
And what does the order of summary suspension, you testified as to what, excuse me, the order of summary suspension advises the respondent of, so I'll move on. What date did this take effect?
So on August 1st is the canceled date for the insurance policy. So if they operate anything after that date, if they don't provide insurance before that date, then they're going to be suspended effective August 1st.
Was a show cause hearing provided to the respondent?
Yes, on the second paragraph, it says that the show cause hearing will be August 13th, 2025.
Thank you. And in the upper right-hand side, what is the proceeding number for the show cause hearing that was afforded to the respondent?
25C-0312.
Thank you. And it ends in INS, is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, INS.
Okay. If we could please take this down. Did the commission issue a decision in regards to that show cause proceeding in 25C-0312-INS?
Yes.
Could we please pull up what's been marked as staff's hearing exhibit 107? Investigator Hazlett, while that's being pulled up, as part of your investigation, did you obtain that decision?
Yes, I did. I pulled the decision from the e-filings website.
And is that what we're looking at here?
Yes.
Do you recognize this?
Yes, it's the document that I obtained from the e-filings system.
And is this a record kept in the ordinary course of PUC business?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 107.
Before I do that, I want to get confirmation. This is the complete decision, that there are no appendices to this decision.
Your Honor, this is the complete decision. The Appendix A is the next exhibit. I can move to admit them both at the same time. I was going to move through the decision and then admit the appendix that's referenced in this decision.
Yeah, I tend to think of the appendix as part of the decision, but I'm totally fine if you are going to move to admit that separately, because I think that appendix tends to be very, very significant for the meaning and impact of the decision itself. But for now, since you've indicated that, I'll go ahead and admit hearing exhibit 107 into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Investigator Hazlett, what proceeding number does this decision reference?
25C-0312-INS.
And that is the same as the suspension order that listed platinum towing, is that right?
That's correct.
If we could scroll to the bottom of page 13, Investigator Hazlett, in this order under section 2, what did the commission order?
That except for the companies listed, that the permit listed in Appendix A will be revoked as the effective date of the recommended decision.
And right here, thank you. This decision references that hearing exhibit 5 from that proceeding, is that right?
That's correct.
And did you obtain that document as well?
Yes, I did.
If we could please put this down and pull up what's been marked as staff's hearing exhibit 108. Investigator Hazlett, what are we looking at here?
This is Appendix A from the same decision, listing all the companies that were that took part for the show cause hearing. and I obtained it from the e-filing system.
Thank you. And do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And are these records obtained as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes.
And is this kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 108.
Hearing exhibit 108 is admitted into evidence.
If we could please scroll down to page 5. Investigator Hazlett, as part of your investigation into Platinum Transportation, are they listed in this Appendix A?
Yes, they are. They're the second last company that's listed on the appendix on this
Okay.
5.
Thank you. And Investigator Hazlett, why did you include the decision in Appendix A to the decision to your case file?
Because these are the companies that are associated with that show cause hearing. And I'm sorry, there's another company. Okay, so they're like the second company listed on that page 5. Sorry.
So you're clarifying we're to be looking at the Platinum Transportation Enterprise doing business as Tamiami?
Yes.
Okay. No other company, correct?
Not that I investigated.
Right. Okay. Thank you. If we could please take this down. Investigator Hazlett, you had mentioned previously that you had obtained some reports from the Colorado State Patrol. Were you still in contact with those state troopers that were investigating the tow truck involved in the hit and run?
Yes, I was.
Were you receiving updates at that end?
Updates as in the reports, inspection reports, and pictures and so forth, yes.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 109, the public version. Thank you. If we could scroll through this document. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
What is this?
This is the Colorado State Patrol case report regarding the arrest of the driver.
And are these records obtained as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibits 109, the public version, and 109C, the confidential version.
Hearing exhibits 109 and 109C are admitted into evidence.
Thank you. If we could scroll down a little bit more, just on this page 1. Investigator Hazlett, what information did you obtain from this report?
I obtained the name of the driver, the time and date of the inspection, which led to the arrest, the vehicle that was associated with the incident, and so forth.
Okay. What is the date that Colorado State Patrol contacted this driver?
September 23rd, 2025.
And does it tell us what was the reason for the stop?
So that trooper is a inspector, Department of Transportation inspector. So he pulled over the vehicle or the tow truck for an inspection. Also knew that the towing permit was revoked. So that was the reason for the stop.
And if we could scroll up a little bit more, does this report indicate what type of vehicle was pulled over?
Yes, it was an international harvester.
And what was the license plate for that tow truck?
It's AHU020.
Thank you. Did you obtain further reports or information that you relied upon to determine whether PUC rules were violated?
Yes, I did. I obtained the inspection report from the trooper.
If we could please take this down. Based on the Colorado State Patrol case report that you received, what was an inspection performed?
Yes, it was.
If we could please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 110, the public version, please.
Just to clarify, the last one was 109, but you said there was also a confidential version since there were redactions. Am I doing anything?
Oh,
Would that
well,
one,
staff would move to admit hearing exhibit 109C, the confidential version.
My notes indicate we haven't admitted either version. So are you you're moving to admit 109 and 109C?
Yes, please.
Okay, before we do that, there's a little bit of what appears to be an anomaly between these two documents that I'm hoping we can get clarified since we are admitting right now. Let's pull up 109. And the confidential version is always it has the C, the public version is just the number. Okay, so we're just looking at the public version 109. Look at the very top of that page. I see a first name, Nicholas, and then it's blank where the last name should be. Now, let me ask you, Ms. Hazlett, do you have a copy of 109C in front of you that you can refer to? Or do we need to pull that up? Because if we do, we'll need to cut off the webcast for a minute.
I do not have any
Okay.
physical copies, but I remembered his name.
Okay, no. It has to do with the document. That's why I needed
Okay.
to look at it.
Sorry.
Okay, so Casey, let's take a moment and let's get the webcast off and we're going to go into a very short confidential session so that we can pull up and when we're ready, Casey, pull up 109C.
yes, I'll let you know when we're ready and I'll pull that up.
Okay. I want to point this out, and Ms. Hayden, then you can try to get this issue clarified for us, but I'll just say a confidential and a public version, the only differences ever should be redactions.
Agreed, Your Honor. And this is with the public version that we were using, I also saw an anomaly and was trying to figure out where that information went because we are in confidential, correct?
I don't know.
Actually,
not yet.
I can't turn off the recording and everything until we go off the record. So I was waiting for you to finish before I can.
Okay, let's go off the record for a moment.
Your Honor, may I continue?
No, I will let you know when I'm ready.
Well, thank you, Ms. Boulay.
Okay, now we're ready.
May proceed. We are in public session again.
Thank you, Your Honor. Investigator Hazlett, based on the Colorado State Patrol case report that indicated they had contact with the Platinum tow truck or Tamiami tow truck, was an inspection performed?
Yes, it was.
Can we please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 110, the public version? If we could scroll to the next page, please. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this report?
Yes, I do.
What is this report?
This is a Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration FM CSA inspection report.
And how do you recognize this report?
This report I received from the state trooper that performed the inspection.
And are these records obtained as part of your regular practice at the PUC?
Yes.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 110, the public version, and hearing exhibit 110, the confidential version.
So again, that is 110 and 110C. Try to use the C because that's what distinguishes it in the record when we go back. Both exhibits will be admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Investigator Hazlett, what are we looking at here?
This is the inspection report that was conducted by the Colorado State Trooper for the tow truck that the driver was arrested from.
And who is the named company that was pulled over?
It says Platinum Transportation Enterprise LLC doing business as Platinum Wrecker.
What is the date of the inspection?
It is September 23rd, 2025.
And what is the plate number for this vehicle?
It is AHU020.
So this is the same tow truck referenced in the hearing exhibit 109. Is that right?
Yes, for the case report. Same.
Did the trooper in this report cite Platinum with any violations during this inspection?
They cited him for state and local laws. It says state operating authority violation that their towing permit number was showing revoked.
On this date as well, right?
Yes, for the inspection.
And what type of tow truck was this?
This was as mentioned in the case report, an international harvester tow truck.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Did you receive any additional evidence related to this report?
Yeah, along with the case report and this inspection report, I received photographs from the scene of the arrest from the state troopers.
Thank you. If we could please take this report down. Your Honor, for clarification for the commission, the photographs that Investigator Hazlett just mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. I'd like to pull each of those up and admit them all at the same time. If we could please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibits 112. Thank you. Hearing exhibit 113.
I can only pull up one at a time. So why don't
Okay.
you give me the list? I'll get them all up and then I'll just flip through them as you tell me. So what are the numbers? 112, 113.
114 and 115.
Okay, give me just a second. Okay, I have them all up on the screen or like open. I can toggle through them. I'm starting on 112.
Thank you. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
And if we could please move to the 113. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
And hearing exhibit 114. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
And excuse me, exhibit 115, please. Thank you. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize these photos?
These photos were sent by the state trooper after they were reviewed by him. They were sent along with the inspection report and the case report. They were taken at the scene of the arrest.
And are records like these obtained as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes.
Are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit staff's hearing exhibits 112, 113, 114, and 115.
Give me just one moment. I want to take a look at those on a bigger screen here. Right. Might have some follow-up questions, but I don't think that it needs to be done right now. So hearing exhibits 112 through 115 are admitted into evidence.
Your Honor, was that 112 and 113?
It was 112, 113, 114, and went all the way up to 115, didn't we?
Yes.
And that's what we have. Yeah, 112, 113, 114, and 115 are admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we could please take a look at 112. Investigator Hazlett, what are we looking at here?
This is a photograph of the external markings on the tow truck that were taken at the scene of the arrest of the driver.
And does that match the CSP report that you received?
Yes, it does.
And in hearing exhibit 113?
For the, oh, yeah.
Yeah, Investigator Hazlett, what are we looking at here?
This is a complete view of the tow truck with the towed vehicles that were attached at the time that the vehicle or the tow truck was pulled over by CSP.
Okay, and how were you able to use this information in your investigation?
So just to verify that the towing company was towing at the time of the arrest and the inspection, which was at the time they didn't have a current active permit.
Thank you. And in here in exhibit 114, this photograph, what is this showing us?
This is the front of the tow truck showing the license plate that matches the inspection report and the case report.
And what kind of plates are on this truck?
Those are tow truck plates.
Okay. And what is that license plate number? Can you read that?
Can you zoom in a little bit? I'm sorry, I remember it, but just want to make sure I say it right. It's AHU020.
Thank you. And in hearing exhibit 115, what are we looking at here?
This is again an external marking that was on the tow truck, and that is the towing truck or the towing permit for the company.
And is that required to be on the tow truck?
Yes, that is a requirement.
And is that the PUC permit number associated with Platinum Towing?
Yes, it is. It's the same one that's listed on IBMs.
Thank you. If we could please take this down. Investigator Hazlett, so based on the evidence you've obtained during your investigation, did you draft a CPAN alleging violations of the PUC rules?
Yes, I did.
Can we please pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 116, the public version? And if we could please scroll to the next page or through this document in its entirety. Investigator Hazlett, what are we looking at here?
This is the CPAN that I drafted for the violations that I for the company.
Thank you. If we could please scroll back up to page 2. So do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And is this a record that's created as part of the regular practice of the PUC?
Yes, it is.
And are these records kept in the ordinary course of regularly conducted business by the PUC?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 116, both the public version and hearing exhibit 116C, the confidential version.
Thank you for calling it 116C. That makes for a clear record. Hearing exhibits 116 and 116C are admitted into evidence.
Is this CPAN issued to the respondent?
Yes, it is.
And who is the named respondent?
Platinum Transportation Enterprise, LLC, doing business as Tamiami Towing and Recovery and/or Touchtone Trans.
And what are the dates of the alleged violations?
September 23rd, 2025.
And do those dates correspond to the date the tow truck was pulled over as listed in that hearing exhibit 110?
Yes.
And what is based on your investigation and evidence in the record, did Platinum have an active towing permit on the date of that tow?
No, they did not.
Did Platinum have insurance on file with the PUC on the date of that too?
No, they did not.
If we could please take this down. Thank you, Investigator Hazlett. Do you have any recommendations for the commission?
That the CPAN be assessed for the full penalty amount, and that the company be issued a cease and desist for until they can obtain a permit and abide by all the rules and regulations for the state of Colorado for towing.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Okay, might have a follow-up question or two. I want to look at a couple of exhibits first. Okay, so I will apologize if you've already clarified this, but I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So am I understanding correctly that the Colorado State Patrol pulled over Platinum Respondent's tow truck vehicle while it was towing those two vehicles that we were shown in the photos in the hearing exhibits 112 through 115?
Yes,
Okay, and that's when the Colorado State Patrol did the inspection that's reflected in the report that is hearing exhibit 110 and 110C. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Let's just pull up. Let's just pull up hearing exhibit. Let's see, hold on. One 12. That's on the screen. It's a minor detail that I just want to get clarified. So in hearing exhibit 112, and I think these couple of the other ones that have the photos, let's see. I just want to get clarified the timing of when the photos were taken. So in 112, you'll see at the top right left corner, it says 9/24/25. According to the inspection, that was done on September 23rd of 2025. And I believe you testified that these photos were taken at the time of the arrest, which was also on September 23rd, 2025. So can you tell me what the date, the 9/24/25 date represents in hearing exhibit 112?
Yes, the state trooper sent the photographs and the reports to the Public Utilities Commission to Lloyd Swint on September 24th, 2025. So we didn't get the information till the next day on September 24th, 2025. So that date is the date that I saved the document, the photograph, to my case file. And I know there's photographs with the date of September 24th, and that's when the photographs, it says viewed by the trooper. So he had also finished the report the next day. So the inspection and the arrest happened on September 23rd, 2024. And then the report was finalized on September 24th, 2025. And that's when the pictures were viewed and sent to the commission.
Okay. And then let's pull up hearing exhibit 113. So hearing exhibit 113 has that same notation you just mentioned, that it says viewed by JD Foster on September 24th, but in the top left corner, it also has a different date, November 21st, 2025. What does that November date reflect?
So that's when I received the I saved this to the case file because some pictures were sent over initially with the report, and then I asked for a full copy of the case report when it was done. So that's why there's different pictures, because some pictures we got real quick, and then some pictures we got later. And then, like I said, the viewed by is when the trooper viewed the photos, because there's another trooper that was on scene taking the photos. So while Trooper Foster was dealing with the arrest, the inspection, another trooper came on scene and took photographs of the tow truck, the scene, and everything.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. And
Mhm.
just to close the loop, and we'll keep hearing exhibit 113 up on the screen. Those two vehicles showing in the photo on the tow truck, connected to the tow truck, those are the two vehicles that are referenced in the CPAN, which is hearing exhibit 116C. Is that right?
That is correct. I received more information other than just that picture. So I
Right.
read because they were towed to another towing company, the tow truck and the two vehicles. So I obtained the information from CSP and from the towing company that ended up taking all three to their tow yard. So I had full information for each vehicle that was towed at the time of the arrest of the driver.
Okay, thank you. And that might be it. Let me just double check my notes here. Okay, those are my questions. Ms. Hayden, do you have any redirect?
Your Honor, I may have a couple questions. I was hoping that maybe the commission would consider that recess to allow the court reporter to break. That would also provide me some time to follow up on the hearing exhibit 109 matter. And if we could take a brief recess, I can have
Yes,
everything ready to go at that time, hopefully.
that makes perfect sense. Thank you. It is 10:35 right now. We're going to take a 15-minute recess. Do you think that will be sufficient to prepare that document? Do you need 20
I hope
minutes?
so, Your Honor. I believe
Let's
so.
take 20 minutes because is this your last witness?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, we can take that time. Why don't let's just recess until 11 a.m. on the nose. And again, we are going to continue to webcast, so make sure you turn off your cameras. I don't recommend getting logged off and rejoining. Sometimes people have issues. I don't know why, but we are going to continue to webcast and we will be in recess until 11 a.m.
Thank you.
Hi there. Before we go back on the record, let me just check in with my court reporter. Tracy, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, we'll go back on the record. Ms. Hayden, are you prepared? Is your exhibit ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hazlett, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and turn your camera on. You are still under oath. And Ms. Hayden, you may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Investigator Hazlett, I just wanted to ask a couple questions, follow-up questions, based on the questioning from the administrative law judge. Initially, when you testified, you were assigned a case to a hit and run, is that right?
That's correct.
Involving a tow truck
Yes.
that we knew to be platinum.
Yes.
And you had said that you had kept your investigation open for a period of time, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Were you receiving, updates or information throughout the course of your investigation?
Well, the hit and run kind of stopped once the driver was arrested for the arrest warrant for the hit and run. I just kind of kept it open just in case I got any more information regarding the vehicles that were attached to the tow truck during the time of the hit and run.
And did you later receive additional information?
No, not really. All I got was the make and model of the vehicle. So I really didn't want to pursue CPAN for that case because of the hit, because I didn't have much information regarding that vehicle.
In regards to the tow on the date of offense, date of violation listed in the CPAN, um, did the reports and evidence that you received that were entered into exhibits indicate the same date of violation?
That were listed on the CPAN?
Yes.
Yes.
And is that how you came to use that date for the date of violation?
Yes, I used the date of when the driver was arrested just based on we had more information just because of uh, we knew the vehicles that were towed, we knew why the vehicles were towed, who asked for the vehicles to be towed. We just had more information regarding that tow and that the company was operating as a towing carrier at the time of the arrest.
And the pictures that were taken, was that on the same date as the tow?
Yes, on September 23rd, when the driver was arrested and the vehicle was inspected by the trooper.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Hey, did you not want to go back to that exhibit?
Oh, yes. If we could please pull up hearing exhibit 109. We have uploaded this is the public version. Yes, this is. If we could scroll through this public version and hold there just a moment. Investigator Hazlett, do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize this document?
I obtained this document from the trooper that conducted the inspection and arrested the driver on the 23rd of September, 2025.
And does this document contain redactions by the Attorney General's office as it pertains to personal identifying information?
That's what it appears, yes.
And did the report that you receive contain these redactions?
No, it did not.
And so the hearing exhibit 109, the confidential version, would not show these redactions, is that right?
That's correct.
Does this look to be the same as the confidential versions?
It appears so, yes.
If we could scroll down to the bottom a bit more. If I asked you the same question, would your answer remain the same?
Yes, it still looks the same.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 109, the public version.
Hearing exhibit 109 is admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Ms. Hazlett, thank you for your testimony. That will conclude your testimony for now. Does staff have any other witnesses to call?
No, Your Honor, no other witnesses for staff.
Okay, before we close the evidence, I do want to see if I can get one thing clarified. Maybe my legal assistant can help me. I was just looking at the exhibits that we discussed during our hearing today and the ones that were admitted, and I see either my notes are wrong, I missed it, or I'm correct and we need to address this. So I do not have on my notes that hearing exhibit 105 was offered or admitted into evidence. That's 105. Casey, did
Yes,
you have something?
I had 105. There were two Secretary of State exhibits. 105 was for the trade name. 104 was for the, I'm pulling up 104. 104, I think, was just the general summary for Platinum Transportation Enterprise. 105 was the trade name page of the Secretary of State.
Right, and I have that 104 was admitted, but not 105. That we discussed it, but that it wasn't, my notes don't indicate that it was offered. So did you have that moved into evidence? Because maybe
I did not have that it was.
okay, so then that means I think my notes are correct. Ms. Hayden, 105 has not been offered or admitted into evidence. Do you want to offer 105 into evidence?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. My records indicate that 105 was admitted. I'm happy to go through that again. If I could recall.
I don't think you need to.
Oh, okay.
You laid the foundation. I just don't think you did the final step, at least according to my notes.
Okay.
So you can offer, you're offering 105, what hearing exhibit 105 is admitted into evidence. And then let me just go through the full list of what I have that's admitted before we do you officially rest your case. I've got 100, 100C, 101, 102, 103, 103C, 104, 105, 106, 106C, 107 to 109, 109C, 110, 110C, 112 through 116, and 116C. So that means I don't, hearing exhibits 111, 111C, and 117 that were pre-filed have not been offered or admitted.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Does staff rest your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. So that will conclude the evidentiary portion of the hearing. Are there any other matters that we should address before we adjourn? I did have in my notes that I set a deadline for a statement of position, and I believe that is May 21st. Let me just confirm. Yes. And, you don't have to file a statement of position. That's completely voluntary. If you want to file one, you're welcome to. But if you do choose to file it, that's the deadline.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nothing further.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your presentation today. You did a really nice job. We are going to go ahead and adjourn the hearing. I will issue a written recommended decision in due course.
Thank you, Your Honor.